Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How are we doing today? I hope for those of you who live in Canada had an amazing long weekend and are ready to just get the rest of the week started. As you could tell by the title, I'm just going to leave a few seconds for IG to do its thing. As you could tell by the title, we are going to be talking about self-concept and how this is really new in the manifestation space. New by meaning it hasn't been discovered and then, talked about. It was always there. So the law of assumption was always there. But I think it's amazing to do these checkpoints on what we are thinking and doing and how we are manifesting so that we can obviously get better at what it is that we want to materialize. And so definitely going to do a dive deep into self-concept because it pretty much sums up every single aspect of how you're going to manifest and materialize the version of yourself that already has your desire. And it's a very interesting time in this manifestation community. And before I get into the video, I just want to go on this rant, is that it's an amazing time to just be in this community because there are so many perspectives and experiences that we all have that once we begin to recognize the patterns of both how we assume and how we put meaning to certain experiences in the past, and maybe even experiences in the future, we could get just a better understanding of where we are in life and what certain reflections we could see as feedback as to how we're going to, again, get the best of what we want in our life experience. That's a ramble, but I feel like it's so necessary to say. Because we're going through a lot in this industry, and I think just in the world in general, we're going through a lot, and so it doesn't hurt to add that extra layer of just I guess resilience, but then enthusiasm as far as what we can expect and just being so grateful for being in the time that we're in right now. So diving into this video. I want to talk about self-concept and what it means and just a general, just based off of my perspective, what the actual definition of self-concept means for me. And it also overlaps with what I've also researched. And, we do have the law of assumption. And so most of what I teach is based off of the knowledge that is taught from the law of assumption. And, we have, a few people that are in the community of, just to name off the top of my head, Neville Goddard is a very popular thought leader in the law of assumption. And when he talks about self-concept, he talks about self-image and who we see ourselves to be. And so for me, the definition of self-concept is threefold. It has three layers to it. And so the layers that I want to talk about are, number one, your self-concept, because how do you define self-concept? Self-concept. I want us to think of our self-concept as our identity. And that's how I've been able to see it and how I've been able to get the best results in my manifestation experience is that self-concept has everything to do with who I am, who I believe myself to be, and who I believe myself to be amongst the world, and how I'm seen by others, including specific persons and people, and then how the universe reflects that back to me. And so I feel like it's so important to have these definitions because in order to really understand how it works, you have to understand what self-concept really means. And so when I say high self-concept, I mean the ideal version of yourself. I mean the person that you want to be and how you are stepping into the identity of the person that you want to be. And so this has a lot to do with, just having that faith, but also knowing that there are multiple versions of you, including the version of you that has everything that you want. But I want to, again, I'll just go through the examples of each concept, and then we can just kind of dive deeper into how self-concept makes a big difference in your manifestation process. If anything, it just sums up all the things that you need to be able to identify about yourself, so that when you do get into your manifestation process, that you're not manifesting with any gaps. You're not manifesting with any knowledge gaps as far as how the subconscious mind works, your emotional self-regulation and all of those things. And so I just want to get back to, so that I am really clear on what those three concepts are. So the number one concept is, or not the number one concept, but one of the three concepts is that you want to get very clear on who you see yourself to be. So who you see yourself to be and what you believe yourself to be. So it's kind of like a twofold question in that one, who you believe yourself to be, and has very much to do with your self-image and your identity. So just follow with me again. If you need a book, a notebook to just note down what it is that I'm dropping. And of course, you could come back to this video, and if you have any clarifying questions, feel free to either comment or send me a DM. But the very first one is really important to focus on, because without making a distinctive relation to the person that you want to be, and noticing where you are right now, it's often going to be difficult to make that shift into being that person that you want to be, your ideal version. So this is your higher self. This is the highest of the highest version of yourself that you want to shift into. And so the next one is, on the second tier, is how the world sees you and how others see you, including specific people. So these are people that are either in your family, your mother, father, significant other, cousins, could be animals as well. If you have a pet, this is just the world and everything that consists of the world, including humans, and how they get to see you, and who they get to see from you, how they get to see you, how they get to experience you. And so, and the last one, of the threefold, what is self-concept is understanding that the universe reflects to you exactly what you are being. And so, and that's the feedback portion. That's whenever you are manifesting a particular thing, a particular result, or a specific person, or just an experience in general, that you make sure that you have the universe in mind in terms of what the universe gives to you, and how the universe sees you. And so reality is a big way, a sure way to tell what is going on with you and how the universe sees you, because it is reflecting everything that you are being right now in this present moment. And so when you look back at your reality, or you look at it, at your life as is right now, that's exactly how the universe sees you, and it's purely based on how you're seeing yourself. And so that's why I say that the self-image component is really important, because it's only a reflection of how others and how the universe see you as well. Okay, and so I know that this is really thick and heavy. I'm laying it all thick right now, and I completely understand that it's complex, but it's really not complex. It really just goes back to how you see yourself, who you believe yourself to be, and determining that as you see yourself grow and make that shift into your ideal version, that the world and the universe shifts automatically and instantaneously, because that's exactly how it works anyways. As you are making your shifts, you are shifting immediately, instantaneously, and then you're pleasantly holding that maintained state, which is your new identity, until the world slowly understands, and until the world and the universe not just understands, but pleasantly reflects back to you exactly what you are being. So I want to leave on that note because I put everything that I needed to put in this definition of going deep into self-concept. It's very much about how you see yourself to be, and being really, I would say, convicted in that knowing. And then that's where, you could start your manifestation process. If you haven't fully dialed down and really gotten to a place where you are emotionally self-regulated, that would probably be even before you define who yourself to be. But I mean, both steps go hand in hand, like both stages go hand in hand, but it just really depends on where you're at and whether you are actually emotionally self-regulated. And then you can move on to how you see yourself, get your beliefs in order, and then really, start to imagine and place yourself in the identity that that you are capable of maintaining. Okay? So if you got anything from this video, just know that your identity has a lot to do with how you manifest and what you get to receive in your life experience, and just less about what it is that you are wanting. It's more about what you are being in this present moment. So manifestation is being. I feel like manifest and manifestation and like those words are sort of old school terms in my opinion, because if we knew that manifestation was just being exactly what we wanted to experience, we would just shave off so many time off of just the process, the techniques, and the am I doing it right, or is this correct, or am I gonna still have my desire because I did this incorrectly? Like, no, you still get your desire no matter what. And that's what we need to make sure that is clear in this community, that you get your desire no matter what. How you get it is another story, and when you get it is another story. We cannot mess with the how and the when. We just have to trust that we are being exactly what we want to experience. Okay? Hey love, thank you for joining. Happy Lionsgate to you, babe. Yes, so true. Be you. Be who you want to be now. Exactly. That is all accessible and available to you right now. Exactly. So I'm going to hop on. I've been on for at least, 15-ish minutes. And thank you, babes, for hopping on. I really appreciate your support. And we're going to transform lives. Like, I feel like this is the inner work that is not accurately defined, and it's so necessary for us women to just shift into the version of ourselves that already has our desires. Because it just makes life so much juicier. So on that note, I will speak to you all on my next live, and I will just sum up what self-concept actually is in a shorter reel so that it's easily digestible and we know exactly how we need to look at our manifestation process and fill in those knowledge gaps as well. So love you all. See you guys. Bye.